So here is your Fox guide. Ace 6 and A0 have the exact same rotation. I'm commentating over this time instead of playing or commentating because I wanted to get a good run because I'm playing on my main account with an A6 Fox. But what I have discovered that is truly riveting is that you're seeing this right. What we have here is Leo Kaminaya, the ultimate, the one, the only. You may call him the attack buffer with sustain. Sound familiar? Sound like someone you know from an amazing video game. Today, Leo is going to lead the team, Bennett's Adventure team, with Yukimi and Fox to victor over this week's guild boss, utilizing the powerful arc knife for the defense down because we don't have a Rin. The blue knife or all in can be substituted if you are dying. Leo is running, that's correct, Peace and Faith, stacking with Yukimi's Peace and Faith. So we get double shield, we get full uptime on this effect and full uptime on Fox's passive. I don't have Fox on my account. And Puppet is, as always, running Prosperity. It is needed for this rotation. Personas, we have Dion. Dion needs Rebellion and Revolution, and ideally an app pupil passive to boost his own crit rate for the buff. Ame with Mazionga, I think with a little shock boost to activate the effect of the broken arc knife. And then a stat stick DPS, I chose Orochi. He's pretty good. I think maybe eventually there will be some use with this passive. Seems quite good for ice damage. And I found this Raging Blizzard skill to be quite high scaling. And then some DPS passives. You can see that he actually did quite a good amount of damage, contributing to not a negligible amount of points, to be honest. Without the damage on this persona, actually that run specifically wouldn't have hit 100 million. If you're struggling to survive, there is the Norn substitute for Ame, and you can shield on one or both of the turns that Ame does Mazionga. Alright, starting off this run, there's 3 sets of RNGs that you can or cannot do. Essentially here, Fox needs to hit 3 out of 5 possible charge attacks, or you can go for more if you want. Okay, so Fox does S3. And then Leo S2. Then we'll keep the shield up with Yuki as well. Essentially, the way that you play Leo in this team is you're permanently shielding. Revolution. Make sure you target Fox. And here, once again, there's some RNG. We only got 2, but you know, that's okay. The run can be better. The puppet is S1. And just S2 hit with Fox. Bit of downtime on this turn. You get a highlight. The first highlight you're going to use is going to be Yuki. You notice that because Fox is going first, he will actually carry this Yuki buff longer than he normally does if Rin was going first. Then we'll keep shielding. And then this time is where you go Mazio on Ame. You want about 3 out of 5 shocks. And of course you can barrier if you are worried about dying. Still follow RNG, but this is the last turn. So make sure to build some ailment accuracy on your Wonder. So we S3 again. And then this turn, very important, you have to S2 here to get enough seashells. Because getting that 6 seashells is definitely way more important than anything else. Now we S3 this turn on Yuki because we want to buff This turn we're going to Fox highlight and he's going to get the super double creation. If you are A0, it is only 1, but still it's going to be your highest damage turn. Or 1 off. So maxing out your buffs here. From here on out, your follow-up attacks are guaranteed because the highlight lasts for 3 turns. Just S2 on the turns, your S3 is not up, and yeah, you want to keep Fox low for Leon. Fox does have a awareness that gives him benefit for being more full in HP, but since we're playing Leon, we don't care about that. More shield on the down turns. Another Mazio. We got 5 shocks this time. I was super lucky. This turn is pretty dangerous. So it does the ground shaky move and does a lot of damage. So I almost die. But we are good. So if anything, that was the turn you needed to use a wind barrier. Then we go S3. And also because you did the S2, you will now have at least 6 seashells here, and likely, hopefully 8 at A6, but I don't have an A6 puppet, so I can't really test it. You have the highlight here, Leon highlight. There should be no issue healing Fox above that 60% threshold. And this is going to be a big turn again, so we're going to S3 as well. Revolution to finish it all up. And we do have one more turn left, and it does matter. So here it's very important that actually Leon is before Wonder, because here I'm going to use Leon to buff Wonder. Yuki here will do S1, it's her highest damaging move. You can highlight on Wonder here after switching to Orochi or any damaged persona. If you only have Norn, then you can get Yuki highlight, and then you can get like an AoE move, or you can just Garo Dion. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much, but as you can see, I do end up doing quite a bit of damage with that highlight plus this skill. It was actually like perfect on getting me the 100 million. Okay, now here's a segment where I talk about Fox and his abilities. Fox's specialty is counterattack. He has a base 65% chance to perform a resonance counterattack, dealing ice damage. His effect is enhanced when you use his highlight, which makes it 100%. It lasts for 3 turns. All of Fox's skills are defense scaling, dealing damage based on the max defense he has rather than attack, like most other people. He also interacts very well with shield, having 2 passives, stating that he will gain more pierce rate when shielded, and that he'll gain damage when shielded. His most important skill, though, the skill you should max first, is the skill 3, giving him imagination, increasing the counterattack chance to 100%, and dealing ice damage to all enemies in an AoE. He then gains fire resistance and resistance to spiritual ailments, and he taunts all the enemies. Pretty much with him, you you really don't need a healer to survive for majority of fights. At least this leads me to talk about one of his key awarenesses, which every 2 times he uses that third skill, he gains 1 imagination, which is +1 for attack. And that counter attack deals 70% more damage. So this is a very insane boost to his damage. Think about basically like more than 50% increase in his damage, pretty much, because you're getting almost an entire extra Fox turn worth of damage. I wouldn't go for any of the other awarenesses other than just the A6, which is also very strong. Everything else in between is kind of like very minor buffs that I don't think are worth any money. Fox's skill 1 and skill 2 are generally not part of his main damaging abilities. However, skill 2 is useful when there's a 1 turn of cooldown downtime from Key Knife. As you can see, this person did not upgrade the first skill because you don't really use this skill unless you need to control your damage. It is strictly a downgrade to the skill 2. The skill 1 doesn't inflict freeze. However, Fox has nothing in his kit that wants the enemy to be frozen, so this is essentially also useless. Fox's weapon, as a lot of people said, is very strong, and honestly, to me, it just looks fucking awesome. I love this design from this weapon. I think it's my favorite weapon in the game so far. Essentially, it gives a lot of stats, a lot of defense, a lot of damage percent, similar to Makoto's weapon. So I think in this case, if I were to choose between the weapon and the A1, I would actually choose the A1. I think this is a crazy amount of damage boost that you're getting. Generally, I would recommend the weapon on a character like Makoto as well, because weapons are cheaper and weapons you can lose a 50-50 to standard weapons. But Fox's A1 is honestly so strong that it's actually better to go for this than the weapon for strictly a Fox power upgrade. Fox's team is essentially missing a stable third slot. Rin here is not really very useful, but Yukimi will never ever leave Fox. Yukimi is very important. She synergizes perfectly and is a unique type of character that we won't be getting for quite a long time. And even when we do get someone that synergizes with Fox, Rin here will be replaced. In this slot, there's also a couple of decent options as well. Like Leon is not actually even bad. Soy is not bad. And Riddle, if you have the A2, is actually quite good as well. And Fox's Navigator will always be Puppet. So for anyone who says Puppet is going to become useless, not exactly true. Until Fox becomes useless, Puppet will still be useful.